Thank y'all for coming out. I'm up here like a Best Buy salesperson in my little blue shirt. But what I want to talk to you about is the real magic of television and what is called an Avid system. An Avid system is used in Avid software that was created in 1988. The Avid technology was created for nonlinear video, and it was created back in 1988 by a man named Bill Warner. And Bill Warner came with a prototype using a Macintosh computer number 2. And what he did, he took it to what they call NAB, was a National Association Broadcasting. What they do this in Las Vegas like every year around April. And he took this prototype out to test it for television. And what it does, the software is used on the computer, the Macintosh computer. And what the software do, the software takes the audio and the video and they digitize it into film and they digitize it into television, which you see. And they use different cameras. Now the non-linear is where they use video and editing offline. And once they get it all together, then they put it together and they produce what you see as the final product. I'm working as an Avid technician for over 13 and a half years, and I do enjoy it. You see a whole lot of different things. Non-linear editing is a technology, is a technique that uses digital ins and outputs. And the Avid software takes that non-linear and they take the film from what you see on TV, they take it from the production. When the production companies, what happens with the production companies is that they film, you see all these different production trucks, and they film the action shots, they film the tapes, they film the love stories, and all these different things. And it ends up on a big rolling camera roll of tape. And what happens is that they take the tape and they cut it down into like some editing equipment, video equipment, like a Digibeta or a VHS, or nowadays they do it to what is called a DAT. And what happens is that once they transfer that film onto this DAT or onto this videotape, then it's brought to this Avid system with the software which blends it together. Usually before Avid systems were brought up, you used to have what they call the cut and paste, and they would actually cut the film and then splice it together. And a lot of times you remember when you seen the film when it seemed like it just ran out or it just cut off, or the film kind of looked like it melted on TV. That's what they did, the cut and the splice. That's what the old time. Now that they have the Avid system, you don't get the cut and the splice because you don't see that. And the reason for the cut and splice is because they want to take out all the bad stuff and put in all the new things, so that you don't see all the nudity that you shouldn't see. You don't see all the short people that are really short. You see all the actors with the different editing things. An Avid system has different versions of software. And what happens in the Avid, it creates all your different explosions and effects. You take your words, your titles. You see the different writings on some different shows. Some of the shows have titles that have big bold letters. Sometimes the letters are small. Sometimes the letters got curves in them. Well, the Avid produces the title tool that helps with that. It makes that different effect. And with the Avid, it has different third-party software that connects, that give you, the viewers at home, the final product. Now the Avids is found in like all over different places now, in the marketing places. Mostly you see them in television. You see them on film. You see them on feature films. You see them on your favorite shows. The Cosby shows. You see them on Dexter, and you see them on Vampire Diaries, and you see these on different little shows that you guys like and watch. Every show that's done is done through that Avid. And the Avid, sometimes you see how it's a different version because the video might be different. That's a different version of Avid. Some Avids are older, some Avids are newer. The more digital that you see, the newer is the software of the Avid. The faded old version of video is the older version of Avid. And what happens is that Avid is taught like in different places. Avid was first born, and is raised in Burlington, Massachusetts. Is where the base office is for the Avids. But you can learn how to work on an Avid through different schools. They got different schools and trainings. There's a school called Moviola. They got one Video Symphony. They got another school called Headler.com, and then VideoPro.com. You can learn how to edit actually on TV. If you learn how to use the Avid system and how easy it is, it's really easy once you learn how to work on the Avid buttons. Especially when I look at these kids and they play with these different video games. If they went to school to learn how to do Avid, they can be one of the best editors that's out there. And editors get paid a lot of money for just a simple little bit of time. Avid systems classes train you how to be certified, how to be an Avid user, an Avid technician. So we have to take classes like every year, because every 2 years Avid comes up with new software, new technology. So we have to keep up with the technology. We have to learn how to stay in business. See, that's what happens with technology. Anytime you do anything that's technical, there's always something new. There's always somebody else trying to do something new. So you have to go to school and you have to learn how to do more and how to do better and how to do the latest. Because every person that works on the Avid, they always have these what they call beta testers. And these beta testers are the ones that are testing out the new software. So if you set something up, the beta tester will be the one that said, I want the latest and the greatest. And working in television is always the latest and the greatest. Anybody can go to school to learn how to do an Avid, how to work on an Avid, how to be an Avid user. You just have to pay the money. Everything costs. But once you learn how to work on an Avid and using an Avid software, then you can go out there and be an editor or an assistant editor, or you can be even an Avid technician. All it takes is just a Macintosh, the software, learning the keystrokes, and learning how to do and prepare all of the scenes. Every scene has to be blended with music, had to be blended with sound, had to be blended with words. You hear, they have a machine called the clap, and when you hear that, that's like your pinpoint sound. And when you're editing off of Avid, you have to make sure that that pinpoint sound is right on cue. It may seem easy, but cutting in a minute's worth of stuff can take you a half a day of work. But the Avid is something that you, and anybody else can learn how to do. And you become the greatest and a good person and a good broadcast leader and person out there in the television world if you just learn how to work on them. I am an Avid technician, been there for 13 years. I like what I do, and I learn something every day. And if you have any questions, then you can ask them and let me know. You have any questions about anything I said? Well, you've been a very good host, and I appreciate you all for coming out. Thank you, and God bless you.